So in this video, I'm going to show you my DIY roof rack system for Eddie and the new awning that I have. And I got the idea because I did not want to put holes directly in the roof. So stay tuned, I'll show you step by step how I built this, and maybe it's something you can utilize for your project. This video is sponsored by Princess Auto, Bass Pro Shops, and Cabela's. Okay, so this is the situation currently. The rubber roof kind of hangs down here, and this piece of trim covers the cut off edge of the rubber roof. So what I'm going to have to do is going to have to pull this back a bit, and these are the brackets that are going to hold the roof rack up, and this is going to go on here. And again, these are just framing brackets that I found at Home Depot. They just seem to work perfectly for that. I'm going to put some padding. I haven't determined what type of padding yet. I'm going to put something so that the metal just doesn't rest right on the rubber roof. I'm going to take this off temporarily, measure where I want this located, put the screws in, secure it, because this is behind here is a 2x4 framing, so it's pretty solid to screw it onto. So these are going to go on here, probably going to have 5 on each side, and then the rails will screw onto here, and then the crossbars will go across, the fence poles will go across. Okay, so I just loosen these screws here, and just pull this back. So this is how it's been. You see it's held up pretty good. It's been a couple of years. And I have to say, for just an idea, I thought my idea turned out pretty good for a solid roof. This rubber roof here, I have a video on how I installed this rubber roof, and it's been great, no leaks. It's holding up really well. And if you did have to replace it, it's fairly easy to replace. You can see how I got it installed. In theory, it's gonna go like this. So this will cover that up, so you won't see that. That's all you'll see. And then this will be covered up with the rail, so you won't see that. So I just realized I had some leftover rubber roof. This is the remnants of it that I cut off and saved. So I had some padding that I was considering, but it raised this up too much off of the roof, and I didn't like that. So really the only thing I'm concerned about is it just eventually wearing a hole in the rubber roof. So if I double it up, it should protect it from rubbing through to the roof that's on there right now. So that's what I'm going to do. This is kind of what it looks like here. But basically I have to cut the edge of this channel. These pieces of metal are just framing channels, and I got them for about 15 bucks. So I filed down the rough metal edges. Then I attached 2 small 90-degree brackets that face back to back on that rail. The dimensions of those brackets fit perfectly into the fence poles that I'll use as cross bracings across the top of the trailer. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how the roof rack has turned out. I have 5 1.5-inch fence posts up there as the actual bars running across. And again, I've told you how I've used a piece of C-channel from really a drywalling application to use as kind of the support in the bracket. So regardless, it's turned out very well. I'm very happy with it. It's solid. And now I want to install an awning. So what I'm going to do is basically just use a little bit of adjustable chain links to hook up the awning to the rail, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then I'm going to stick with the fence post theme. And what I'm going to do, this is my idea. I bought some dowel, and it fits nicely into the top rail. It fits nice and snug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a section of this in the end of it. I'm going to use this as a sacrificial lamb, and what I'm going to do is drill a hole in the dowel. I'm going to screw this in, and I am going to trim off the top, and I'll be left with a nice little steel spike that will go through the grommets of the tarp. And then I will prop up the awning using the poles and then tie them off with some strings, and that will be my awning setup. So you've got a roof rack for whatever you want to put on there. It's primarily going to be used for canoes for me, but every once in a while in a pinch, I will need to put different things up there. The poles, when they're not in use, I'm going to engineer a system so that they are stored on top of the roof rack. So kind of out of the way, when I need them, I go up my ladder, grab them, and I use them to prop up the awning. So let's get to building these. I'm going to make this longer than I need because I'm going to eventually drill holes in here, put a few screws so it doesn't, sink down or change where it's located at. Okay, so let's see how it all works out. So each pole has its own stake. What do you think you're doing? Hey, you. Okay, there we go. 6 guy lines, 4 poles, very heavy duty tarp. So this is a big improvement over what I had when I was with the boys. The tarp is working flawlessly. It has a, you know, I could tighten up the ropes and get it to be a little tighter, but it sags a little bit, but it's sagging and dripping right down the middle, which is kind of really all you can ask for. We just put this here just because we are downhill of this water and it's just draining. If we didn't do that, it would just drain here and make the dirt all muddy here. So we'll just dump the luggable loo out as it fills up. But the nice thing about having the fire pit is that I can move it around anywhere we want. So we had it here originally, but obviously when it's raining, it's right in the middle of the rain. But suddenly here, and it's perfect. So you can see the setup here. The rain, we can divert the rain there. It's pouring rain and we can enjoy a fire nice and dry. And even though there's a bit of a gap between the awning and the trailer, it really is a kind of a non-issue. There's a little bit of water gets in there, but it really just drips down the trailer. It's not like any of the water is flying through here and getting us wet. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. Hope you got something out of my DIY roof rack system. And if you did, I hope you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you already done so. So we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.